I'm not going to do 12D. 12D, just look at the video for work example 3. It's exactly the same thing. For 18B, I'm going to do inspection. It's a little bit tricky, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite 4x. Remember what I said, I'm going to have 4 times. And what I want is, I'm not going to take the 4 out there. I'm going to put in place of x, I'm going to put 2x plus 1. If I want to have a 4x there, I have a 2x there, which means I need to have only a 2 there, and this then plus 7, which this 7 is this 7. Now I need to see what I've added. 2 times 2x is 4x, so that's checked. 2 times 1 is plus 2, so I'm going to subtract 2 straight away to get rid of it. Alright, now I'm going to divide all of this by 2x plus 1. I'm going to split it up. I'm going to say this is 2 times 2x plus 1 divided by 2x plus 1. And then I'm going to say minus 2 take away 5 is plus 5. So there's going to be 5 over 2x plus 1. This cancels, so my answer is 2 plus 5 over 2x plus 1. For this long division, for 19b, what you need to remember is you need to remember to keep space for x squared and for x, because there's no x squares and x there. And I also rewrote 1 minus 2x as minus 2x plus 1, so I just swapped it around. I'm not going to do my division. I'm going to say my first one is, what is x cubed divided by negative 2x? So I'm going to say, what is x cubed divided by negative 2x? That cancel. So my answer will be minus x squared over minus 2, which is the same as negative a half x squared. That's the same thing. If I multiply this now back here and here, I'm going to get a negative times a negative is positive. A half times 2 is 1. X cubed minus times a positive is negative a half x squared. I'm going to subtract. The moment I subtract, the signs change. So this becomes negative, this becomes positive. I'm going to have 0. 0 plus is plus a half x squared. Now the 0 is going to come down, so it's going to be plus 0x. That comes down. And I am going to divide I'm going to divide x squared, right, which is this one. I'm going to say x squared over 2. X squared over 2, that's the same thing. X squared divided by 2. And if I divide that by minus 2x, it's the same as multiplying by 1 over negative 2x. That x cancel with that. This 2 times that 2 is x over minus 4. So this is going to be minus x over 4. And I'm going to multiply this back with each one of that. Minus x over 4 times negative 2x will give me minus a half x squared. So that will be that will be positive a half x squared. And minus x over 4 times plus 1 is negative x over 4. I'm going to subtract. The moment I subtract, positive becomes a negative becomes a positive. That cancel out. 0x plus is x over 4, and the 10 comes down, so plus 10. Now it's going to be x over 4 divide by, which means multiply by 1 over minus 2x. That cancel, so my answer is 1 over, or negative 1 over 8. That will be negative 1 over 8. If I multiply that back, first there, then there, my answer will be minus 8 times negative 2 is x over 4. Minus 1 over x plus 1 is minus 1 over x. If I add that, if I subtract that, sorry, use another color. If I subtract that, that becomes a minus, that becomes a positive. That is 0. 10 plus 1/8 is 81 over 8, or 10 and 1/8. So use long division to calculate the remainder. The remainder is 10 and 1 over 8, and that will be my final answer.